People living in Lewiston, Maine, and several surrounding towns remain locked in their homes this morning as authorities scour the area looking for Robert Card. The 40-year-old is accused of murdering 18 people and injuring 13 others in a shooting spree at a bowling alley and a nearby restaurant. Meanwhile, the people living in the area say they are in shock. So let's bring in Ken Altshuler, a former radio host at WGNA in Portland, Maine. He lives about 15 minutes away from Lewiston. Ken, thank you for joining us. I know this is an unnerving time for the communities in your area. Are you also living in one of the counties that is sheltering in place?
Yes, it's a section from actually east to west. So the way it goes, we have Lewiston, then we have Bowdoin, we have Brunswick, we have Freeport, we have Lisbon. So it's a 5-city area. But both basically Androscoggin County, Cumberland County are the areas where they're really shutting down. It's virtually a ghost town here. And let me give you a great example. I live in Freeport, and Freeport's known about LL Bean, the big mail order company.
Sure.
It never closes. It has no locks on its doors. It closed one time for the funeral of the founder. It closed yesterday. That is just unheard of. Banks are closed, shopping centers are closed, schools are closed. Everybody is shut down. It's like a ghost town around here. People are in such fear because we have a sharpshooter out there. We have an Army reservist who is well-versed in weaponry. He lives on a piece of land in Bowdoin that has hundreds of acres behind it. It's going to be in the 70s today, so he's not going to be too cold to be outside. Everybody's very on edge about that.
Yeah, everything I'm hearing about this area of the state makes it seem very quaint, neighborly. I can't imagine the mood and what you're used to versus what it is now. It's terribly sad and tragic. The shooting sprees obviously happened in Lewiston. Paint that picture for us if you could, because it's a relatively small town, about, I think, 38,000 people, yet it's the second biggest city in Maine. You describe it as an area where everybody knows everybody. What are the people who know the suspect, or at least are seeing these photos circulating and recognizing him? What are they saying about this guy?
Well, you know, it's interesting because this is the kind of town where everybody knows everybody. Yeah. I mean, it really is maybe cliche-ish, but this is a small town America. It is not rural. It is fairly urban. The people, everybody knows somebody who perished in that attack. People don't know a lot about Mr. Card, other than the fact that these may have been places that he either went to or evidently a girlfriend he recently broke up with goes to. So there is some connection between this person and these places. He seemed to be a loner, other than the fact that, of course, they reported that he had 2 weeks in a mental institution this summer. He was hearing voices. There was a facility in Saco, Maine, which is south of Portland, that he threatened to shoot up that this summer. So now we have the whole discussion about how did we miss this?
Yes.
How did he obtain his weaponry knowing that he had some severe mental illness?
Yeah, I know there were some major red flags about this guy. A lot of people criticizing the fact that he was even out and about with firearms in the first place. That shelter-in-place order obviously still in effect and has continued to expand. Schools, federal buildings, even the grocery stores all closed this morning. Talk about day-to-day life right now. Are people having trouble getting things like food, water, medical supplies? How are people coping?
So, yeah, because the largest grocery store chain is Hannaford's, it is closed. Shaw's is a second one. It's closed. We anticipated this maybe for a day, but the continuing closure is really causing some stress on people. I went into Portland yesterday because I had to have an appointment there, and literally you never find a parking place. This is tourist season, fall foliage. We usually swell from 10 to 20,000 people. No one is there. It is empty. And so people are now panicking about food, water, but more than that, it's the safety. And what I want to stress to people is last year we had a total of 29 murders in the state of Maine, entire state, 29 murders. We have 18 in one day. We're considered one of the safest states. The FBI last year ranked us as the state with the least violent crime in the country. So it's not just a shock to our system that this happened. It's a shock to our system that they don't know where he is, that everything's closed down. People are petrified.
Yeah.
They're legitimately, honestly petrified.
And the fact that he is still among you somewhere is petrifying. I just texted. I have a good friend who lives in Portland, Maine. I texted him this morning to see how he was doing, how he was holding up. And unfortunately, I know events like this unfortunately change communities for forever. Ken Altshuler, thank you so much for your time and really setting the scene for us this morning of the search area and the communities that we're talking about here. Thanks.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.